how did you even move into movies and TV? I mean, I'm sure radio itself kind of was a conduit to open up other doors, but people don't see that as one of the, let's say, outcomes when they get into any of these industries. They just think, okay, if I'm an RJ, that's that. Maybe the best I can do is, I get a speaking gig or I'm a host somewhere. That's about it. But
That's true.
how do these doors open up to the TV industry or the movie industry?
So my first ever film experience was with Ananya Kasarwalli.
Okay.
And it was her debut. So I've always liked watching art films, especially Kannada art films and Girish Kasarwalli's films. So I've watched all of his films and I was really inspired by that. And somewhere thanks to theatres, a few of them had seen my work. And I never knew I could act or even attempt.
When you say work, theatre work.
Yeah. So she approached me and she said, there's a role, I would like you to do it. Like, would you want to do it? I said, of course, definitely. So we went to Barkur, Udupi, the coastal region of Karnataka, and we shot that for 15 days. So that was before radio, like while radio was going on, I think. One of those.
Initial days, probably.
Yeah. And so that's how it happens. So when you work on a project, when you work with people, so they know you, so few others will know you. And then P. Sheshadri sir approached me if I would be interested in acting in his film. I said definitely. So that was another art film I did. And slowly after that, when I was in Mirchi, so I had to do these small roles, part of the film. So they say there's a radio station in the film, some scene or the hero is an RJ and they need a friend and I'm like, hey, I'm there. Yeah. Or they would say, hey, Siri can act. I think you can take her. So I've done those small couple of roles. Yeah. And so because of that, I've met a lot of other people also, like Hemant Rao or Pawan Kumar, all these filmmakers. Pawan Kumar, I've not got the opportunity to work with him, but I hope I will someday. Hemant Rao is one such other great filmmaker. So I got an opportunity to work with him. So yeah, I worked in this movie called Kavaludari, a very, very small role. But it was a big production. It was PRK Productions. It was Hemant Rao and Puneet Rajkumar involved in the film. So it was a great experience. Anant Nag. So with that, I've met a lot of other people and I did web series. And that is something that I'm really interested in. So maybe if you ask me what is it that you want to continue doing, maybe be in this space. If not acting, maybe writing or do back-end or production. I think that is the future. Yeah. That is something that I'm interested in. So it's still going on somewhere. I think because of this, I think even the TV channel, they approached saying that, would you be interested in hosting? I said, why not? Yeah. So I'm grateful for the opportunities which have come and I've explored it and I've taken it and I don't know what to say. I'm just very grateful that I didn't go looking for it, but when it comes towards you, it feels great.
But that's the thing, right? Most of these things, you don't go looking for them. There are a lot of these guys who have made up their mind that, let's say, Bollywood is for me. Right. So I'm going to move to Mumbai. And I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to kind of, take one step closer to what I need to do. That's one side of, let's say, one aspect or one way to approach this journey. Right. On the other hand, you do a lot of things that are very similar or, let's say, lateral or parallel industries. And then these doors open up, which you never expect.
Right.
And that's something people don't necessarily know. Like, for instance, I'm sure when people look at let's say, YouTuber, for instance, and this is so cliched because this is going to be on YouTube, but a lot of people don't understand that these guys are shooting their content to eventually probably also maybe get freelance work for maybe shooting, freelance work for maybe speaking gigs, and doors open up. The moment you show that in this particular niche, I'm doing so well. Yeah. Right. So, and the fact that you said, I have kind of decided or I've said yes to most of these things, it kind of, opened up more doors.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So were there instances where you had to say no to? Because
Oh, yeah,
the art of saying no is probably, I'd say, more important than the art of saying yes.
That's true.
So what do you think about that? Do you see a
Oh,
lot
it's
of
so difficult. I think every artist, at least somebody who is just starting their career, they find it very hard to say no, because that's what they say. No, don't say no to anything.
Yeah.
And like you have to take every opportunity. So it all depends on how hungry you are towards that. Like if I'm saying, if I want to be an actor and that's my passion, that's the only thing I want to do, I would probably take up every role that came by my way and to see whatever works. Like I think a lot of people have explored their presence on screen or their niche that way. So it also depends on how hungry you are to do that. So for me, it's not that I want to be a heroine, or I want to be seen everywhere. So I want to be known for doing meaningful work, or whatever little I've done, I want some of my, essence in that. So it's very difficult to say no, to say that I don't want to do this role because So I've got offers like a heroine's sister who is pregnant, but she's so guilty of it. And then there is one scene and I'm like, no, please. I mean, it's a great role for the film, but not for me. Right? So to turn it down, it's very difficult. And many people take it on their ego that, oh, she said no to me. I'm never going to ask her. So a lot of artists who are starting off, they face this issue. I face that too. But I'm like, it's okay, man. Like if not this, it's no problem. I'll do something else. There's so many things to try, no problem.
And especially, like you said, in those initial days, right, people are just starting off. I feel people should, for the most bit, say yes in their initial days because they need to do whatever it takes. So even with my business, or what I've seen with, let's say, an initial phase of any of the projects I've picked up, right? You don't say no because you just have to please and you just got to do that.
And you have to be in the scene. And you have to tell them that, hey, I'm here. So I'm waiting for that big role.
And like you said, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm ready to do this. So that sort of conviction is good. But when you get to a point, you realize that, you know what, I'm saturated with work right now. And I know exactly what I need to do and what is the direction I should be taking. At that point, I feel it's more important to say no. It's you should be very clear on, okay, I've done this, that's not for me.
Because there have been instances where I've said yes and I've suffered through the work and I'm like, oh God. So that's a learning, saying just say no instead of suffering these 20 days of useless, futile work, which you're not going to show it to people also. You feel, oh, I did this. And you don't want to say you did that. So it's difficult.
Because I've been getting into this whole phase of essentialism, if you want to call it that. And I have these long conversations with my wife as well, where it's key to prioritize work. It's key to prioritize things. Now, when I say prioritize work, it doesn't mean work over other things. It's to prioritize work in itself, picking up areas within work that you feel you should be focusing on. Because you see a lot of people who just come to work and they're like, have you seen my task list? I have 25 things, I'm going to kill it today. And then at the end of it, they basically leave office with 26, which is so ironic, right? So at some point, of course, I was there too. But what I've now decided is to kind of take the the essential route, and I say I've blocked off this much time for whatever it is. Like for instance, we're shooting this now. I decided nothing else. I have my business going on too, but I kind of either work around it. So we do that. But the moment you see there's some sort of a solace, or let's say some benefit when a client comes and says, can you take this up right now? But you realize you just can't do it this way. Right? At that point, you have to put your foot down
and say no.
Not
happening.
No means no. Okay, not means no. Whatever.